I'm a 26-year-old truck driver who drives for 7 days a week. I drive for about 7 to 10 hours a day, and I really only get to go home after I do 12 days on the road. I get 3 days off. This is the reality when it comes to trucking, especially when you first get started. You're fresh out of school. You may not be able to land a local job right off the rip. You may get lucky and get a regional job where you're home every week for only 34 hours and then you're back on the road for a week at a time. But most people who graduate commercial driver's license, when they get their CDL and they're ready to go to a job, they most likely are going to get brought on by a mega company who takes new drivers on because of insurance requirements, right? So they want to make sure that, mega carriers, they're able to pay for your insurance because they have more money. So other companies, they're not willing to do so. And that's the same thing with local jobs. That's why it's so hard for you to get a local job if you don't have enough experience. Most local jobs want at least a year of experience, but I'm starting to see local jobs wanting 2 to 3 years of experience. So it's even more tough to get a local job, bro. That's for people who put in that work over the road. And yeah, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm working 7 days a week, bruh. Like, I run off recaps. It's very rare that I do a 34-hour reset. And you're not required to run 7 days a week, but some companies are going to keep you running, because you have hours. If you're available to work, they're going to keep you running. They're going to keep sending you loads back to back. But I mean, they're making money and you making money. You get what I'm saying? And when you get into trucking, here's the thing about this. Like, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm in this field not to stay long term. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to do everything possible to stack my money up so I can get out of trucking. In the meantime, I'm figuring out what I really want to do. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe I'll do YouTube consistent and be consistent and do it long term, or I'll find something along the way. But I'm figuring out that now as I'm saving and stacking my money. You get what I'm saying? Because this is not something I would advise anybody to do long term. Especially OTR. Now, if you get a local at-home job and you're home daily, that's different. Regional, that's a little bit different, because you're able to at least come home every week. But OTR, bro, I wouldn't wish this. Like, honestly, I'm gonna just be real with y'all. It's not easy, bro. OTR is something that you should get into to save you some money up and get out of it, bro. Get out. Right? Like, I'm serious, man, because it is not normal for us to be inside of a truck for long periods of time, isolated away from, society. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not healthy, bro. It's not healthy for you, as a man or a woman, right? So, like, if you get into trucking, you get your CDL, it's something for you to use to your advantage, man. Something for you to stack you some money up and get you a little bit of experience under your belt. If you could do 1 year strong at a company, that's great. I know some people who do they do more years, right? They've been out on the road for decades. But for me, it's just not for me long term. But the reason I make these videos is because I want y'all to know that it's a great tool. It's a great tool if you're in a position where you need to start saving some money right now. It's a low barrier to entry. Like I told y'all on my other videos, I got into trucking after, I got my CDL after a couple of weeks of school. And I was able to get a job instantly. As soon as I got my CDL, I was 21. I was available to go state to state, jobs were ready to hire me. You get what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're able to move at that pace, especially if you're able to pay out of pocket for your CDL, I advise you, bro, get into this field, stack you some money, stay focused, stay disciplined and get out of it, man. Don't let trucking, take a hold of you. Because I hear a lot of truck drivers say all the time, once you get into it, it's hard to get out of it, because the money can be good, but you got to ask yourself, is the money worth it long term? Is it worth it long term? You get what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, if you can at least do 3 months at a company, that's great. If you could do 6, that's even better. If you could do a year, that's perfect for you when you first start out. But I don't blame people for, leaving and quitting trucking when they first get into it, because it's just not normal. You get what I'm saying? So if you're able to be mentally strong and you have a vision, you have goals that you're aligned on, you have a path that you're aligned on, you're probably going to be more able to sustain and withhold from just up and leaving, trucking, because it can pay off. It can pay off down the road. You get what I'm saying? Like, for example, if you, like, a lot of people think saving a lot of money is hard, right? Like, let's just say you're able to save about $2,500 a month. I know that sounds crazy. But let's just say you were able to do so. You were able to cut down on some of your expenses, and you were able to make enough money so you could save $2,500 a month. If you save $2,500 a month for 3 years, guess how much that is? I think that's like $90,000. That's $90,000 in 3 years, bruh. You get what I'm saying? So that's the potential that is in trucking, bruh. It gives you opportunities like that. A regular job, probably back at home, not gonna give you that same opportunity, especially without a college degree. Without a college degree, yeah, there's other trades out there. I'm not saying that trucking is the only trade that pays up, a little bit over 6 figures. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is trucking is one of the easiest jobs to get into. But see, there's a catch to that. With it being the easiest job to get into, it's almost always the easiest job to get out of. You get what I'm saying? It's almost always the field with a high turnover, because it's so easy to get into. They're constantly replacing drivers, hiring new ones, getting rid of drivers, from so many different circumstances. But I advise anybody, if you watch my videos, to get into trucking with a game plan, because you may have to be away from your family and you have to sacrifice a little bit of time away, but at least you're doing it with a purpose. At least you have a reason for being out on the road. Because if you on the road just screwing, bull jiving, and messing around, you ain't saving your money, you ain't doing the right things, and you're making it take longer than it should. You get what I'm saying? Then now it's like, what are you doing, bruh? What are you doing? That's why I say, if you ain't got your CDL, come into here with a game plan. And if you watch my videos and you have a CDL, I want you to start thinking about what I'm saying. Start adjusting the way how you're operating right now, right? Because like I said, bro, it's just not worth it being out for years with this job, especially OTR, bro. It's not worth it, man. Get you a game plan, have some goals in mind, and just stack your money up, and whatever you have planned, pursue that, man. Don't sit behind these wheels, and become isolated from society for long periods of time. Now, I'm not trying to shoot anybody away from the money, but I'm just telling y'all the truth of how I feel, bro. I have a 7-month-old son at home, and I miss him every single day. I gotta be out weeks gone from him because I gotta get some money, bro. I gotta save me some money, because before this I was doing DoorDash. You get what I'm saying? I was DoorDashing for buku hours a day, but I wasn't making a lot of money, and I was renting cars out. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have my whip. I still stay with my mom, and I there's been times in my life where I've been up, but I didn't have a game plan with my money. I had 2 trucking jobs. My first one, I was out for 4.5 months. I saved $10,000, and I came back home after that. I blew the money. Then I got another job, and I was out for about 5 months. I saved about $9,000 to $10,000. Came back home, blew the money. You get what I'm saying? So like this go around, I want it to be different. I want to be strategic. I want to, have my goals, have it a target set, that I want to accomplish. And if that takes me working 7 days a week right now, that's what I gotta do, bro. I gotta do it because, like, why not? Why not? Why not use the energy that you have if you're young watching this video? Because as you get older, you ain't gonna feel like sacrificing. You ain't gonna, like, your options are gonna be limited the older you get. You get what I'm saying? So, like, right now, while you have so much, like, opportunity in front of you and ahead of you, act now. Because the window of opportunity, it gets smaller and smaller. It gets smaller and smaller. That's what I'm telling y'all. So while you have the opportunity to get your CDL, go get it and stack your money up, bro. Stack your money up, and don't let this be something that makes you miserable for decades, bro. You know, find you something that you love to do. I'm gonna be real. I don't love driving trucks. I don't. There's probably some truckers who love driving trucks. I don't love being away from my family. I don't love that. I don't love sleeping in the truck every day. You get what I'm saying? I don't love it, but it's something I feel I have to do right now for my family, you know, for my future. Because I know if I can sacrifice, I'm not going to be on the road that long, y'all. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to be OTR that long. I'm probably going to be OTR by the end of this year. Then I'm going to go back home. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just like where I'm at right now. I'm 26. I work 7 days a week. Am I proud of it? I'm not going to say I'm not proud of it. I'm not going to say I love it, or I'm not going to say I hate it. It just is what it is. That's all I'm going to say at the end of the day. Something I got to do is something I'm willing to do. And, you know, I want to take y'all on this journey with me. So peace and blessings to everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And your boy Khalil is out.